All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis Fogel, and I'm co-founder and head of product at Dashlane. And we're going to talk today about how to protect your company from its employees. I know it's not a nice title. It's a bit like how to protect your family from its children, not getting killed in your sleep. But that's fine. I'm French, so I don't have a reputation of being nice. I need to defend, and it is actually an important topic. So, and we'll see that it is pretty interesting. The security expert Bruce Schneier says the following: people often represent the weakest link in security chain and are chronically responsible for the failure of security system. What it means is that, in a sense, no matter how well you are protected, no matter how secured is your house, if no one is putting the alarm on, if no one is locking the back door, then you're going to have issues. And this is exactly what we are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about how you can better protect yourself and what are the risks. So a few introductions about us and who we are. So Dashlane was launched in 2012. Our product was launched at that time. We raised a bit more than $50 million in venture capital. We're a bit more than 100 employees. We have 6.5 million users, and our application is available in 9 languages. And we launched earlier last year our business offer, and we are used already by more than 6,000 businesses to protect their company. And what we do is we are a password manager and a digital wallet. Basically, what it means is that we have a set of applications, and you can secure all your information, password, name, addresses, credit card, you name it. And when you're online, you don't have to type this information anymore. So it's easier for you as a user. You don't have to type anything. You don't have to remember all your passwords. And it's also more secure because then you don't end up in the situation where you are reusing the same password everywhere, and, or you are reusing very, very easy passwords. And we've got a business offer that is also allowing IT admins to secure all the accounts of their employee. So why will employee be a security risk? Well, the thing is that if you're a hacker and you need to penetrate and get access to some sensitive information from a company, the first thing you're going to do is to target the employees, because that is the easy target. And okay, just take an example. Not that long ago, Yahoo was breached, and there was a huge leak of logins and passwords. And because people have a tendency to reuse these passwords for personal and professional services, reusing the same passwords, then as a hacker, the strategy is to see in that list if there are anybody that is working at a specific company, and try to reuse the password that they found in the Yahoo breach to access the company. That is an easy target. And this is very hard because as a user, we have, as a person, we have over 100 accounts, different accounts that we are using everywhere. And this is doubling every 5 years. We're using that on plenty of devices. So keeping track of everything is super hard. And especially in the work environment, because you're going to have people sharing accounts with sticky notes on Slack, by email, and you have no way to control that. You're going to have also people that are leaving your company. That person that has the Twitter password of your company that left the company, and 6 months after, they can still drunk tweet something about your company. And you have also, and this is very important, the consumerization of IT. Right now, people are reusing tools that they are using for their personal usage for professional usage. Let's say you want to take note at some point at your company. You've got Evernote, you are using it at home and you like it. You're going to reuse that at work. And this is not something that has been provided by your company. It's something that you are using yourself. And so it's very hard for the company to monitor the usage of these kind of services. And it is even harder to secure it. And this leads to plenty of security threats. I mean, these are just some examples of breaches that have been publicly announced, but there are plenty of breaches that have never been announced. And this is getting, every year, it is getting more dangerous. To a point, actually, that governments are actually acting. And in the European Union right now, there's a law that's passing to try to make the companies being a little bit more liable for the security of the data of their users and their customers. Because right now, I mean, so for Yahoo it was a bit different because they were selling to Verizon, but there are plenty of companies that don't get anything except bad press when they get hacked. Now, if they have customers that are in the European Union, they're going to be fined if they have a security breach, and they will be forced to announce that they have a security breach. So that is a topic that is getting more and more important. So now, how do you protect your employees? Because it's really about this. I mean, we can talk about rogue employees, we can talk about employees that want to harm you, but in most cases when there are security breaches, these are issues with employees that don't want to harm the company. These are about people that just get hacked, and because of this, the company gets hacked. So I want to give you a few tips that are relevant to me and that you can activate right away at your company. The first one is education. The same way you're going to tell your children, don't accept that candy for that foreigners, don't follow people that you don't know. Well, it's kind of the same for your company. Don't click on that link for that $1 iPhone. You're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. Phishing is something that you can train people to avoid. There is a tool that we use that is very cool. It's from a company called Duo, and basically it allows you to run fake phishing emails to your company. And so you can try that, you can run that, and basically you will see that people at your company almost everybody is clicking on these links. And what is important is not just to know that they do it, but it's also to train them, because if you start running that test every 2 weeks or every month, then people are going to be used to it. And one day they're going to send you an email saying, hey, I didn't fall into your trick. And maybe that day, that trick was not from you, it was a real attack. But because they are expecting it, they will be a lot more careful. A second thing is protecting your employee at home and at work. Because when your employees are at work, they are in a safe environment. The same way your children, when they are at home, they are in a safe environment. But there's the outside, unsecured network and everything. You need to understand that people are reusing the same sensitive data from personal to professional. And you need to make sure that they are secure globally and not just about corporate things. You don't want to leave the back door open. One thing that we do at Dashlane in our tools is that what we suggest is we have personal and professional spaces. And so employees can store their personal account and their professional account. And what is really important is that we have a security score that we are giving based on how secure you are. And what we're doing here is that if we are reusing passwords from personal to professional services, we are telling you, so you know that you are not secure also because your personal passwords are not secure. And we are not telling you secure your personal password. We are telling you if you use unsecure personal password, at least secure the one that are used for professional services. Third one is that you need to be able to enforce and to audit your policies. It's great to have a VPN, it's great to have all these things, but you need to have your employee using it, and you need to be sure that you can do it. You want to know if your children are getting home after school. You need to have something to verify. And here also I was talking about that verification, about that security score. What we do is that we empower the IT admins with the knowledge about the security score of their employees, so they can check if their employee are secure or not in their account, in their professional account. It's really important to differentiate the personal and the professional. But for the professional stuff, we need to know whether the employees are secured or not, and we give that power. And there's one thing that is super important. It's about usage. It's deploying solutions that people will actually use. And I want to tell you a little story. It's actually a personal story from my childhood. When I was a child, my mother wanted me to fasten my seatbelt in the car, and I didn't want to because it's not fun. And one day what she did is that she bought a stuffed animal, and she attached it to the seatbelt. And in order to get the stuffed animal, I had to put the seatbelt. And basically, I started to put the seatbelt not because I wanted security. I had started to put the seatbelt because I wanted to have the stuffed animal with me. And in a sense, that's the same where you are providing tools to your employees. I mean, don't give them stuffed animals, but you need to give them a reason that is outside of security. That is not, you don't do that only for the sake of security. You do that because you have solutions that are better for their life. When we are selling Dashlane internally to companies, when we are selling to a company and we are helping that company deploy it, we are not telling these guys, hey, tell them that they are going to be more secure, because they don't care about that. What we say is that, hey, you're never going to forget a password anymore. You're going to log in one click every time you want to access a website. You don't have to choose a new password every time you create an account. Oh, and guess what? By the way, our product is a product that comes from the B2C market. This is a great product. We are selling the value for the employees, not for the company. When you want to deploy something, try to put yourself in the shoes of your employees, not in what you want. This is super important. So if I'm wrapping up a little bit, there are 4 things that are really important. Educate your employee, protect them at home and at work, be able to enforce policies, and deploy solution that your employee will use. And if I have a closing thought, also there is a bit outside of it that is super important, is whatever you do, respect your employee privacy rights. Because as the same for your children, you can keep a space. You don't want to over-verify everything. Be very careful that they have a right to privacy for their personal stuff. You are in the control of everything that is professional. You are not supposed to look into the personal stuff. So this is very important, not only because of the law, but because of the trust relationship that you have with your employees. You need to better explain why you are doing things and how you are going to protect them from bad stuff without trying to see anything personal. So that's all I wanted to say today. Our booth is just over there, so if you want to ask us questions, feel free. We'll be happy to answer this. And for the record, I don't have any children. Thank you.